Hello, Internet. My name's Ultra David. Welcome to the Tuesday Show.
I'm James Chen. How's everybody going?
We're going to be talking about these up here. You got E3. That's going on right now. We'll chat a little bit about it. Mm-hmm. What does it mean for fighting games? Ooh, a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Google Stadia.
I'm trying to hit hard.
The Stadia, right? It's going to change everything.
The new fighting game machine for everybody, although that's not really a good characterization of it. Taipei, Dreamhack Dallas, other tournaments as well. Also, Mortal Kombat 11 news. We'll get to community stuff. But it's going to be a bit of a truncated Tuesday show. The Tuesday show portion of things will go until 7 p.m. our time, which is an hour and a half. After that, we will be showing our footage that we took of Samurai Showdown.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We actually got a chance to sit down and play it a bunch and try it out and see what our thoughts were from it. We got to try out all the new characters and everything like that. So we'll just run through the footage that we have and just kind of talk about it.
Yes, we'll definitely do that. But let's begin with the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Did you go?
No.
I didn't go either.
Well, I mean, it's still going, so there's still a chance.
Are you going to go?
I mean, I'm not going to the show. There's like gatherings maybe afterwards with just like friends that are in town that I'll probably hang out with. So yeah.
I didn't go and I'm not going.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, the only thing I'm missing is the friends. That's the only thing that I'm missing at E3 because I see a lot of friends from out of town are there, and I'm like, man, I want to hang out with these people, but I just don't want to go to E3 to do it. So.
I mean, I'm going to be hanging out with some folks just at dinner.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like in the next couple of days, and I saw some friends yesterday too, but yeah, I'm not going. This is my first time not going since 2012, something like that.
The funny thing is every year I tell myself I'm not coming back the next year, and every year they drag me back in somehow.
Yeah. So I definitely get it. If you've never been to E3, Cargion says, I've wanted to go to E3 for years. I totally understand. And before I ever went to E3, I always felt the same. Man, it'd be so cool to go. Yeah. And it definitely was. And it was a little less cooler the second time, and a little less cooler the third time, and a little less cooler the fourth time. And now I'm not going.
See, the thing is, I actually went when it was CES.
Oh, okay.
And that was the epitome of cool. Because there was nobody there. Every company gave away so much stuff.
Okay.
There was just swag everywhere.
Okay.
As soon as it became E3 and more people went, they stopped giving away everything, and it was crowded all of a sudden.
There's still pretty good swag.
Dude, compared to what it was before. I mean, I went to the CES. I won the Marvel tournament there, Marvel Superheroes, and the Capcom guys were like, that was awesome. Here's all these keychains. And I just got like keychains and Resident Evil and like all this stuff, and you just used to be able to collect all sorts of little toys and stuff, but it's just not like that. I don't feel like you can get anything at E3 anymore.
I mean, you get bags, you get...
Dude, I mean, you used to get
toys.
You used to get like toys and stuff, figurines and things like that.
Yeah. That's true. So no, I'm not going. Yeah. I was offered a ticket. I just was like, I don't know.
Dude,
no thanks.
And see, that's the thing, Crispy loves you. Like, I didn't even watch the Square Enix conference. I actually was streaming during the Square Enix conference because Final Fantasy VII's overrated. So I don't really care.
You didn't even watch?
I didn't watch it. I went back and saw the FF7 footage, and I was like, that's cool. That's an updated... I
gotta tell you, man, I am blown away that you didn't watch it live.
Dude, it was the updated version of a game that I thought was okay, right? I mean, it's...
That's not all that they announced.
Yeah, I mean, they announced what? FF8 remake? I mean, Quistis and remastered.
Of all the people I know, I feel like I would have expected you to watch the Square Enix. I don't know what to say.
I didn't even watch the Nintendo one this morning live. I watched it. I watched it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I just watched it and had it like on in the background just to see what was going on and stuff. But I can't be bothered to wake up that early and watch Nintendo.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
What a world! 9 a.m.
Dude, that's so early. I only went to sleep like 3 hours, 4 hours before that. So I mean, Jesus.
All right, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is I just go through Twitter to see what everyone's screaming about, and then I'm like, oh, that's what we're talking about here, dude.
All right.
I'm telling you, man, E3 just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, because, I don't know, it's just, I don't feel like we're getting the games that we deserve anymore these days.
I gotta tell you, we'll talk about, I guess, our winners or whatever, but I was very excited for some stuff.
Nintendo conference, I mean, look, you said it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for years. Nintendo has been winning every E3, but I think our brains are more geared towards that. We don't care. No doubt. We don't care about Cyberpunk 2077, even if Keanu Reeves is in there.
It doesn't
no matter how breathtaking he is.
It doesn't matter to me that Keanu Reeves is in the game or whatever. I mean, that's not a selling point for me. He's cool. He seems like a real cool dude. But I don't care about that. The game may be interesting. The Keanu Reeves factor for me is a non-factor. The celebrity aspect doesn't matter.
Yeah,
to me,
exactly.
I just want to play a good video game. But he does seem cool. I've heard that he has split salary with other people who have worked on movies and given other people
Oh no, Keanu Reeves
he seems like a cool
dude.
dude.
When he was on The Matrix. Yeah. Apparently, he sacrificed most of his salary and then bought his entire stunt team motorcycles. Because he was like, you guys are doing all the work. No, that's why, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to see that Always Be My Maybe movie on Netflix, which stands Randall Park and Ali Wong, right? Okay. It's the very Asian kind of movie in there. But Keanu Reeves is in it, and he has a cameo. And, dude, it is the most brilliant cameo ever. It is so, so amazing. I was dying with it, so, yeah.
As far as this E3 goes, I mean, like I said, I didn't go. The main draw for me is fighting games. This is a fighting game program, right? That's my main draw in games. So I have gone to previous years because I wanted to see Street Fighter V or Dragon Ball FighterZ or
Mortal
Caliber
Kombat 11 was never at an E3.
It was not. Yeah. It was not. Yeah, it was announced after last year's E3, and it's already out before this year's E3. Now, apparently, they are showing off Shang Tsung on the floor. So I didn't know about that, and if I had, I probably would have asked for a ticket. After all. But other than that, I mean, that's the draw. And for me, this year is not the biggest fighting game draw. There's not nothing.
Right. But we even got to play Sam's show without going to E3, right? So,
basically,
I mean, yeah.
Basically, right. Yeah, as we'll talk about. So, in terms of just the pure fighting game stuff, initially, just timeline-wise, was the Stadia shindig.
Google Stadia. Woo! Dude, there's 3 different companies that are trying this game streaming stuff.
Yes.
They're all trying to go this Netflix route, and I hate it.
We've talked about this in the past, but we are both nonplussed / hate it.
Why are they all... Why? Because they want to control the digital content, right? They want to control what you own, what you play and stuff, and it's going through the subscription model, then you don't own anything. You're just subscribing to a service. You're not allowed... I want physical copies of my games. I want games that I can back up on little SanDisk drives and stuff like that, or carry around on an actual disc and things like that. And then it's just going to be a miserable experience, especially here in the United States, because nobody's asked any of these streaming services, how are you handling this in one of the worst internet infrastructures, that exists, right? In a nice country, in a developed country,
but we're
in
not
a developed country.
That's definitely a big thing. As somebody points out in the chat, it means you can't mod your games. You just don't have ownership of them in an important way. I remember in my more idealistic days, back when I was in law school, my professor of music law was this world famous professor, music guy. He represented Britney Spears and all these different people. And this was in the mid 2000s. And he was like, man, piracy's killing us. We got to figure out a way around it. I think the future is the subscription model. That's what he said.
Oh, jeez.
And at the time, I was like, are you kidding me, old man? Well, I'll have all the music ever made in this big of a thing within 10 years. The complete discography of Earth will be right here. Why would I need streaming stuff? And, hey, it turned out he was right. So, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not enthused about having streaming services be the main way to play video games. I'm okay with the idea of streaming services as a complement to video games in some ways.
Yeah.
But
if you make it like Hearthstone and that's like it, turn-based games or whatever.
I'm not theoretically opposed to the idea of it. I know that what I think it means in the long run is that we don't control things anymore,
right?
And I really want to avoid that.
Yeah, and like I said,
if I thought that they would run it in a way that didn't mean that, then I would feel differently about it. But
and plus another thing is, like I said, I just feel like the quality of the gameplay is going to suffer. Like they said, you can play it anywhere, but like, can you really play it anywhere? You know,
I don't know.
You're going to go to your hotel and be like, I want to play my game. Like I'm doing research on the Switch with my MK11. I want to do this, and you like hook up to the hotel Wi-Fi, and it's just like can't do anything.
Hotel Wi-Fi.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm going to be playing through the hotel Wi-Fi, and it's just like it's not going to work. Dude.
They really are trying to make it seem as though it's going to be good for things like fighting games, because they even mentioned that by name in the keynote. Like it was.
Show was coming out.
That was one of the things,
yeah.
and then they showed the games that are coming to it, and included among them were Mortal Kombat 11. Samurai Showdown, and Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. But they specifically named fighting games, whoever the dude was.
Yeah.
And that's... You don't usually talk about fighting games.
Yeah.
We're in this genre, we all know it, but at the same time, you know that fighting games are fast and need to be fast and precise. So he's specifically naming fighting games because he thinks he can make it work.
What if Samurai Showdown could run on like 2 input delay, but they make it 8 so that it works on Stadia the same?
Oh my god.
Google paid them out, put in input lag. No, just kidding. Oh man. No. I need to pull out my tinfoil hat now. I need to do that right now.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah, they definitely made it a point to say fighting games, but that's... we'll see how it goes, but I'm not...
Look, it's Google Stadia, it's Microsoft, the new console. They said that they were going to do streaming service as well, and then Bethesda said they had a streaming service as well. Look, I hate it. I hate that everyone's pushing, because, like, how many things do we even have to subscribe to right now? It's so stupid. Back in the days of DVDs, it's like I have a DVD player, and if I want to buy a Warner Brothers movie, if I want to buy a Disney movie, I bought it and I played on the same damn thing. Now it's like, oh, I really want to watch this. Like, I was watching DuckTales, the remade cartoon, right? I'm watching it because everyone keeps talking about it. I'm catching up to it, so I'm partway through season 1, and they took it off of Disney now. Right. It's just gone. So I have no access to it anymore. I can't even watch it no matter what without pirating it.
You do have access.
Yes, someone gave me access to it.
Oh dang!
And I've been using that.
Okay, that's
but
good, man.
So like your professor dude was like, piracy is rude. Dude, they're forcing the piracy upon us. I am a person who doesn't pirate anything, and because of the way streaming service is working, I'm pirating stuff. How ironic is that right now?
No,
I don't pirate anything.
It's not ironic at all. That's the whole point about piracy the entire time, is that it represents a market failure. We've been saying this. Do I represent the pirates? But in any case, that's been the claim, anonymously, since forever. And then for a period of years, Netflix and Hulu basically were the two, and most of the things were there.
Yeah.
And then now there's Amazon, and now there's Roku, and whatever. And then there's going to be the Disney specific thing.
The DC has a specific one right now.
Yeah, exactly right. So they didn't learn the lesson, is what it is.
Yeah.
The people who control the content learned the wrong lesson, which is, people are paying for our content again online. Great, why don't we monetize it? That's not the lesson.
Right,
not the lesson.
Exactly.
The lesson is people had easy access to your content, so they paid for it. That is the lesson.
I mean,
if you don't give them easy access to it, they're not going to pay for it.
Yeah, I was already surprised enough that there was a collective with all the different services that didn't stream, that you actually bought the digital content and you owned it that way, right? That they combined under one app on the phone. There's the Movies app now, so you can hook it up to the Disney one, you can hook it up to Vudu, you can hook it up to everything, and it had all of them in one place. I was surprised they did that, and now they're going the exact opposite route now, where they're splitting everything apart. And it's like there needs to be one streaming thing that says, I want to find this movie. It should pop up and it should say Netflix or Hulu if you've already subscribed to it, and have one overall streaming thing or something. I don't know, but it's terrible. Anyways, we're going on too long about this.
It's actually giving me, like...
I'm getting anxiety about this. I'm doing the James thing now.
Now I'm starting to think that my old idealism was in the long run right. Because with that same professor... We also had a conversation. This is, by the way, in full front of the class in UCLA Law School. I was like, I raised my hand and I was like, Professor, what if nobody wants to pay for music? And he was like, well, you have to pay for music. It's, and I was like, do you? And he was like, oh, you're one of these guys, huh? And as that conversation went on, the end of it was him saying, well, in the end, the law's going to prevail. That's what the law does. And I was like,
will it?
Will it?
He loved you.
Dude. So
he loved you.
He one time invited the class over to his house, which is a castle. It's actually a castle in Brentwood. It's literally is castle shaped. He has a secret door that leads to his huge room of nothing but comics. I mean, he lives a great life seemingly, right? But while we were there, so me and a few of my friends stayed until almost everybody else had left, and it was just like him and his wife and his kids were there.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he turns to his wife and he's like, pointing to me, "This guy doesn't want us to have any of these things." And his wife was like, "Don't be so mean." And I was like, "Well,
yeah." You're like, that's kind of true. Yeah.
I'm not trying to personally attack you, but
right, yeah.
You probably don't need to live in a castle,
right?
Anyway,
exactly.
That's basically all of my politics in a nutshell, right?
You don't need to live in a castle.
Yeah,
it's a good philosophy. Oh man.
Yeah. So I don't want that stuff to happen with video games either.
Yeah, and that's where it's going with all this stuff.
Yeah.
And like I said, with video games, it's not you're just watching stuff. You need interaction, and what they don't realize right now is that interaction is not going to work through this kind of service, in my opinion. So unless somehow the internet infrastructure can change, because I mean, even during the Bethesda one, they were like, "Oh, we are coming up with this technology that'll make it so that the latency is really low," and I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's literally impossible. Like, if you can come up with that, if that's the technology you came up with, you don't use it for your stupid game streaming service. You use it to fix the entire country's internet, right? Because if you can come up with something like that, then that is amazing. I don't know. Just from a programmer standpoint, I'm like, there's no way you can actually do that. There's no way you can actually do that. Anyways,
we'll see. I don't know. See how it works out. No, I'm a little, I don't like it either, as we've often talked about. But there are at least 3 fighting games coming out for it. So when that happens, like, I'll try it. Why not?
No, it was free.
Yeah,
right?
I'll try
whatever.
It. No,
that's right. It's service. That's right.
It's a service, which I didn't expect. I thought it'd be ad supported.
I'm sure it'll be like 1 month trial or some stupid thing like that, so you can try it.
Yeah,
so.
But no, part of the perk actually for getting on board before everybody else is that, and they specifically said this, you get to pick your own username before anybody else. That was a perk. They're struggling out there. That was my initial thought.
It's Google Stadia.
Struggling.
Everybody has a username already.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's the Google stuff. The other fighting game related news, in chronological order, then I don't think anything else is in between, was today's Smash on Nintendo Direct, in which it was announced that the Dragon's Quest Hero and Banjo-Kazooie are both going to be in Smash.
Apparently the Dragon Quest Heroes.
Because
they did the Bowser kids on them, basically. Right. They just have all of them. That was interesting. Yeah. I mean, look, I've never played most of the Dragon Quest games. I think I played 1 and 2. And I've never played from there. So, I mean,
since I was a baby.
It's even more anime sword guy than the Fire Emblem characters. I'm sure you're super hype about that character.
Look, at least he looks a little different than the 5 other Marths already in the game. But,
right.
He's got that going for him.
That's true. But, I mean, I know Dragon Quest is amazing. And I know people love the game. So, I'm sure a lot of people are hyped for the character. With no ties with it, it looks like another generic sword character to me. But the cool thing is he did have like the menu with like all the items and stuff like that, and like you could use spells or something. Yeah. So there
actually might be interesting gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, like if down B just pulls up a menu and you have to be like quick,
right.
So when you knock someone off, boom, you're like bling, bling, bling.
Right. I think there could be some interesting gameplay in there.
Dude, and there needs to be potions, so you can just just drink it, get some life back. That'd be kind of funny.
I think it's pretty cool.
Dragon Quest XI is coming out on the Switch. I've been thinking about getting that with the definitive edition that's coming out on the Switch. So a lot of people have said that game is super good. Yeah.
Did it seem like the different heroes have different sets of spells?
I'm not sure.
Wow. I didn't notice if that's true.
Yeah.
But then they also showed...
David's always hot.
My hot?
Yeah.
A little bit. It's not that bad.
Do you want me to turn on the air conditioner?
Nah,
okay.
No, I'm fine. So, that was the Dragon's Quest stuff.
That's a good point for Hi-Fi. It says that they probably did both of them at the same time, one to appeal to the Eastern audiences and one to appeal to the Western audiences.
The two announcements?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've seen speculation
Because Banjo-Kazooie is more
Is that not a big deal in Japan?
I mean, it was made by Rare, which is an American company, and I don't know if it made it over there. So Hi-Fi could probably tell us more how big Banjo-Kazooie is.
I guess I just assumed, honestly. Yeah, maybe I was wrong.
So I'm not sure.
Well, Rare's not American. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The point is not.
Sorry,
not,
they're
not
British.
Japanese.
They're Western.
I mean,
Western. My bad. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Dang, everybody's mad about that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, there's some Brits in the chat. I think
Dude,
that's how it seems.
I'm 100% gonna keep calling them American from now on, just to make them mad. Just so Logan will come up and get mad at me. Just so Logan will be mad at me.
Their one claim to game development
fame.
So then Banjo-Kazooie was announced later on.
With the epic trailer troll.
Oh, it was so great. Yeah, so great.
I mean, because it was funny too, because even after the trailer was over, even the Japanese guy who was there was like, that definitely wasn't Duck Hunt's silhouette, because it was what shows the Banjo silhouette. And it's Duck Hunt.
Dude, that was great. Genius.
I mean, when they did that, I was like, okay, that's funny, but it has to be Banjo. Like, there's just, if you don't now, you're dead. That's just it. So
it was great.
Oh man, it was so
great.
good.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, this is a super iconic character, of course. One of my favorite games. I mean, of that style, maybe ever. Super fun game.
The best funniest thing is afterwards, I'm still on this mission right now. I tweeted out, I was like, young people may not know the character, but I really want Dirk the Daring in Smash. And I tweeted this out, and Digital Leisure, the company that has the license to the game right now, quote retweeted me.
Whoa.
And they were like, Nintendo, why aren't you answering our faxes?
Wow. Their faxes. Yeah. That's great. That's great.
And so now a whole bunch of people are talking about it now. So now I'm like, okay, maybe this movement is happening here, dude.
Wow. Their faxes.
I was
nice.
like,
that's some good social marketing.
Yeah. I was like, well done. So
good job out there.
Yeah, but I think that would be really cool if they put Dirk the Daring in there. I still think he would fit really well with the historical aspect, right? Because they're putting iconic characters, but they're also trying to put the historical ones in there. And like I said, if all I want him in there for is just so every time he gets hit, he just goes wah! Like when he has the death where he goes ding, and he disappears. Like if you launch him off the screen, I just want him to do that, like
That would be good. Yeah.
Oh,
and look, nobody knows what game Game & Watch is from unless you were alive 40 years ago.
Right,
so,
exactly.
There's precedent for that.
Yeah. But I was actually surprised.
People think he's a Smash character.
Yeah, a lot of people have actually said to me, they're like, hey, I'm only like a teenager. I know who Dirk the Daring is.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So apparently his presence. And then Deus Ex told me that Don Bluth is still trying to make a Dragon's Lair movie.
Wow.
Yeah, hand-drawn Dragon's Lair movie, which is exactly like Sword in the Stone, because Don Bluth worked on that movie a long time ago.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, he was part of Disney. He was the main animator of Pete's Dragon and stuff, of Elliot and the original 1960s Pete's Dragon, which I always refer to on commentary, which nobody ever understands.
I don't even know what the reference would be.
Yeah, I know. It's every time, because when I'm commentating with Yipes, he always talks about coins whenever people get crush countered and stuff like that. And I always say the line, can't you hear that jingle jangle sound? Which is from Pete's Dragon. Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody gets it.
I don't care. I'm just going to say it anyway. So that's the way it works.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool. Banjo and Kazooie both playing the video game. I love it. Yeah, I'm really stoked for that. I mean, I haven't been playing Smash seriously, and I didn't expect to. But I have been playing it casually, and it's fun. And so
have you been playing it casually?
Yeah, I mean now and then. I mean not regularly, but sometimes my brother will want to play, or sometimes some other friend will want to play.
I haven't played much of it at all.
I mean,
it makes me super sad. I really want to play it a lot more.
It's fun.
Gooigi.
It's a fun game. And fun to watch too.
So that tweet someone said who would win between Gooigi and Goichi. I thought that was hilarious. Okay.
Settle it in Smash. But yeah, I'm probably not going to play Banjo-Kazooie. I'll probably stick with Ganon and Little Mac.
Okay. So, I'm still Ness and Zelda at this point. So.
Yeah, I'm too stuck into that. So that's like the big fighting game related news.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not surprised anymore. To be honest with you, Evo has stolen the thunder, right?
Okay.
Because the thing is about it right now, why would you not want to have your main press be, here's this announcement, right? I mean, like have the Bethesda guy in the front row, right? I mean, just like what? Yeah, like the whole entire time, right? So. I mean, at this point in time, I wouldn't announce anything except for at Evo anyway, because you have the audience, and the publicity of it seems that much more impressive when you have the audience going nuts over Negan, you know what I mean, or nuts over Geese and stuff like that, right? So I don't expect a lot of fighting game stuff at E3 anymore because they're saving it for Evo.
I hadn't thought about that, but that makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Evo, of course, not very far off.
Right. And I mean, Ono's already said, we'll announce something in August, you know.
Right.
Perhaps we'll find something in August to show.
Right,
Ono is the master of subtlety.
Master of subtlety.
Master of subtlety.
So, the Square Enix conference. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Marvel's The Avengers. Some people I saw were talking about this as being like a generic looking game.
People were telling me that it was the worst looking thing. Some people were saying that it looks like MVCI looks better than it and everything like that. Some people were saying it looked awful.
Why would you put those words together?
Dude, that's what people were telling me. They were just like, this thing is so terrible looking. It's, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever.
I don't understand. Now, I'm not going to tell you I think it's like remarkable looking, but MVCI. You know, come on now. Let's be reasonable folks out here. Yeah. It's definitely not like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it. Voice acting sounds good. It's cool. I don't get you. All right, people didn't. I was more into it. Maybe that's cool.
Okay,
that's fine. Then they had what?
I mean, what did you think about the Final Fantasy VII remake?
Yeah, it looked cool.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that's about all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll play it. I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
If it's that for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it's true.
So I can just carry it around. If I have to plug in my PlayStation to do that, probably not. You know. Then the Microsoft one, this was so funny. The lead up to their Project Scarlet thing, the like next generation, right? And they have this whole montage with all the people talking about, it's the most mind blowing job. All the hardware is incredible. We've stepped it up so much. It's unlike anything else that's ever been before. It's a quantum leap.
It's just about games this time.
Everything. Yeah. It was this huge lead up, and then it was like, so you can play Halo on it. Come on. It just seems so incongruous.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I'm just at a point right now where every generation of console jump right now is just less and less impressive to me.
It's not just you. That's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, graphically, it just doesn't look as good, right?
It looks better. I mean, to be fair.
It looks better, but does it look like NES, Super Nintendo, that's the thing, right? So at this point in time, it looks like the stuff that I'm playing right now looks pretty damn good enough for me as it is already. Yeah. Like I just did the Mortal Kombat story mode, Mortal Kombat 11 story mode, and there's some close-ups on the faces, and you can see the pores on their skin, like the imperfections and everything. Like, do I need it to get better than that? I don't really.
What? Don't you want unheard of frame rates like 120 frames? Unheard of.
Dude, I still
never happened before.
Turn off the frame rate on all of my TVs. I hate that smoothing crap. Like, I want to watch my movies in glorious 24 frames, which it's supposed to be, because that's what movies are. And when you go to the theater, it's 24 frames.
It's still?
Yeah.
Isn't it 60 now?
No, because when you do 60, it comes out like the Lord of the Rings things, where it all of a sudden has that weird fake look to it. You know, that soap opera look. That's caused by the 60. That's because the soap operas on TV do that, and that's why it has that soap opera look to it. Movies are still 24 frames per second. I turn off all that smoothing on all my TVs because I hate it. I hate it. So it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine actually like real 120 frames is probably different.
Yeah.
But I also don't need that. Anyway, whatever. Maybe
it's
I'll
not
buy
going to
it.
look that much different at 60 to 120 frames. That's the thing, right?
I don't know why. I mean, I guess from a marketing perspective, you have to continue to say, "Oh, it's unlike anything else before." Like, you can't say it's a slight improvement. It's not going to sell anything. But at the same time, now there are going to be people who expect it to be like a big improvement, and it just can't be. Like, we're just running into the wall at some point. Well, obviously, there's still many improvements to be made, but the difference, like you said, between NES to SNES to 64 is just never going to happen.
Right, exactly. In fact, I keep saying that if Nintendo announced a new console coming out that was just a 16-bit console that had online stuff, people would all buy it. I would buy it.
I would buy it.
I think that would be the most amazing console.
I think it'd be fun.
Because then you'd have a platform where people could actually, like, there are just games we're not going to have made anymore.
But you could be doing those. I mean, there are games on Steam and Nintendo Switch.
But there's that whole attitude that they're indie games.
Yeah.
And when you get these indie games now, you approach them with this different mindset. It wasn't like when you were opening Nintendo Power and you were like, oh, look at this random game over here that Nintendo decided to highlight. And it was like, this looks really interesting. And it's not just a standard game. It's a puzzle game. It's a cool, weird platform gimmicky kind of thing, you know? And that's, I don't know, it's like... We don't get that anymore. Man. And then plus the other thing, too, is that when you keep doing this, when you keep improving the graphics, that just requires that many more people to make the game. That just ups the cost of the game even more. You know what I mean? It's just getting more and more expensive. And then because it's getting more and more expensive, what happens then is that the companies don't want to take longer to make games, and so there's more crunch, and then there's more of that, and then it's just like, ugh. Like, the game industry is going to collapse on itself if this doesn't change, so, yeah.
Did you see the new Battletoads?
I did not, actually. I didn't see any of the clips of that, so I went to go look it up, but I heard a lot of people complaining about it, so I just didn't take the time to go and do it, so.
I agree with that.
Oh, yeah? It didn't look very good? Oh, no.
Pretty funky looking, I thought. Cyberpunk looks interesting, but I don't know, whatever. Gears of War 5, a game I've been waiting anxiously for. And also Halo Infinite.
Yeah, looked cool.
I don't care about it at all. in the vlog that I put up from Dreamhack, as I was walking around, I was like taking footage of all the games out there, and if I didn't know one, I was like, oh, I don't know what game that is. And apparently one of the games I did that on was Halo. And I didn't realize.
Okay.
That's my level of engagement with Halo.
They all look the same, man.
Shooting
Stardew Valley
games.
made by one guy. Yeah, exactly, dude. Just can't get that anymore.
The Bethesda stuff, they had Doom Eternal. I thought that actually looked really nice. I was into that. I mean, I did play Doom back in the day. I've played all the Dooms. I haven't taken them super seriously, but I've tried them.
I mean, my problem is, I mean, I had mentioned to you briefly earlier that, you know, I had never played a Doom, and you're like, you've never played Doom? And I was like, I can't. I get sick. I can't play first-person shooters. So.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
But I think it does look interesting if you're somebody who likes that kind of game. And I was very interested in the co-op, with the key, co-op competitive mode.
Oh,
The Doom guy versus the two demons, and you like have to battle asymmetrically. I think that sounds interesting.
It was interesting because they kept pitting it as skill versus strategy.
Right.
So I wonder if they're trying to make it so that one is just all about like aim and quick movement. The other one has like placing turrets or whatever.
That's what
I'm
very interested in how that might turn out.
Yeah, and they even had an announcer going, "Round 1, fight," and it sounded just like the Mortal Kombat voice.
Just like the Mortal Kombat voice.
Right.
Right.
It was kind of weird. I don't know. But people have been talking about rumors now or something?
Strong rumors, yes.
Interesting.
That the Doom guy will be out for Mortal Kombat 11. That's part of it. The other part of it is, we haven't talked about this yet, but the Shang Tsung trailer that came out a couple of weeks ago
had the chainsaw.
Had the chainsaw noise at the end of it. And also, apparently, the Bethesda conference had people there who were dressed up as Katana and Scorpion.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, whatever. There are rumors. We'll see how that turns out. They had some. I thought it was funny that they apologized for Fallout 76. Yeah.
Hey, shout outs to them for that, though. Yeah.
I'm down. I didn't care about anything in the Ubisoft thing, that's for sure. Yeah, none of that was interesting to me.
Dang.
Let me guess.
There's a new Assassin's Creed?
New one? I don't think so.
Or an update to an existing Assassin's Creed? Oh, well, okay. Anyways.
But they did have an update for For Honor. And Brawlhalla. Okay, I guess that's fighting game news.
Well, Brawlhalla, the Adventure Time guy, is going to be in that now. So, yeah.
That's cool. That's I guess that's fight. Is that fighting game?
Brawlhalla?
Yeah,
that's a fighting game.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
And then Nintendo finished it off this morning in terms of the big press conferences. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Out of the park, man.
Oh man, always. It's always,
Out of the
it's
park.
always that
Look,
way.
You're right when you say that we're the demographic for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The demographic for Switch is us and like the theoretical kids that we could have that are like at the right ages for it. You know what I mean? Like that's like our friends who have kids, like that's their market. And then in between, I don't know. I have no idea. But we're definitely part of it.
Here's the interesting thing, right? I mean, my whole little claim about buying a 16-bit console kind of goes beyond just my old man jadedness, right? Because here's the interesting thing. My brother has 2 kids. They're 9 and 5 now or something like that, or 8 and I don't know how old. It's so fast, dude. God,
it's so fast.
Are they that old already? Jesus. Anyways, here's the thing, though. My brother is playing video games in front of them. Mm-hmm. And the ones that they get hooked onto the most are the 16-bit ones and the 8-bit ones. You know, when they see the ones with the graphics, like the old, like he's been playing Symphonies of the Night, he's been playing like Dracula X, and they love the music. They're like, I want to listen to the music all the time. So when my brother drives him around, he's playing Castlevania music and stuff like that. I know, right? It's so cool. He played all the Mega Man games with his kids, and his son wants to play Mega Man and all these things like that. But you know, for the newer games, they don't have that appeal. They're not interested in those as Fortnite much. No, well, I think they are playing a little bit of. Apparently, they know the dances too, and stuff like that. Yeah, but Fortnite also has that cartoony look to it. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's just this whole realism thing. I think is just it's like I don't know. I think it's made for a market that for people who feel like I'm an adult now. I'm supposed to like serious adult grown up things, and so I'm gonna have this video game where they swear.
Right.
You know,
dude, there were some cuss words.
Yeah, I know, dude. Right? I mean, God, you gotta have them swear in your games now. And they
were saying the F words and the S words.
I just feel like people forgot what they really want out of games, and you know, like, what are you talking about? Games aren't frivolous; they're art. So I need to have this game where this. I mean, like the Halo thing, right? The Halo trailer came out, and the very first thing he does is see that video of his wife, and I was like, oh, of course, family. Because that's the easiest way to make you go, oh, this person has a background, gravitas, because it's family, you know, and it's like I always say, I played a game where I dug underground and killed monsters with a pump. You know, I just don't care. You know, like give me a game. I don't need this kind of stuff in there. But it's so dramatically manipulative, and they just want to be movies instead of just being video games. I don't know. It's just
that's what I want to. I mean, if my game about digging under the ground and exploding enemies could have also had a cool backstory, I would have been into it.
I still play Tetris.
I mean, I play Street Fighter. It doesn't have a story. Yeah, There's no story in Street Fighter. They've never had one. As far as, I think that's the official word. But,
I agree.
You know? But,
boom.
Right. Seriously.
There's definitely no story there.
If it's not there, it doesn't kill my enjoyment for it. But if there is a story, in addition to good gameplay, then I'm more excited.
And if you can do the story well, though, right? Because like I played the MK11 story, like I said, it's not going to win any Oscars. It's a pretty silly story in the end and everything. I like some of the stuff they did. It's really super well made, but like, it's like you play Uncharted and everyone's like, oh my God, Uncharted, the story is so good. And I played it and I was just like, is it really?
Yeah, but there are games that have great stories and that it really matters.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2.
Look, so some of your favorite games are
Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah,
two of my favorite games right there are where they do it perfectly, but the games make you discover the story. You know what I mean? They don't manipulate you, I feel like, as much. Like Silent Hill 2 is just amazing. Like the whole game is just weird, and most of the stuff that you figure out about the story is all through conjecture and through you figure it out yourself. No one in the game is like, this is the situation that's happening, and it's
that's actually one of my favorite things about Breath of the Wild was that you just figured it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
I played Uncharted 2, and I didn't even really thought Uncharted 2 had a good story. I just played it, and I was just like, ugh. I don't know. Like, I didn't like the story. I thought the action was terrible in that game. The shooting in Uncharted games, in 1 and 2 at least, I haven't played 3, but the shooting in Uncharted 1 and 2 are subpar to say the least. They are completely, like they're just there to prevent you from getting to the next part of the story as quickly as you should be able to.
That's funny.
Like, honestly, that's just all it is, so... It's. I mean, I've said that to people before. They're like, "What are you talking about? Uncharted 2 was really good." I was like, "Take away the story, the gameplay sucks," and they were like, "Yeah, you're kind of right." Most people have said that to me, so I mean, it's true.
It, so.
Yeah.
Well, Nintendo also announced Luigi's Mansion 3. Looks good. Mm-hmm. I'm in. They announced Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, where it's definitely the same voice actor for Magneto as for Marvel 3. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnetic Shockwave!
Yeah, it's definitely the same guy. Mm-hmm. No More Heroes 3, Panzer Dragoon Remake, I guess. Witcher 3 is coming out for the Switch.
Panzer Dragoon Remake I'm actually super interested in because I've never played that game.
I never played it.
Everybody talks about how Panzer Dragoon is just like the greatest game.
That's true.
No More Heroes 3 too.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Trials of Mana, right. The old Mana games are coming out. Mm-hmm. That's pretty sick. And then at the end, Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Never been a game that I've played, but I know lots of people who are very excited for that, so that's cool.
Yeah, Uncharted also suffers from the same problem. Sorry to go back to it, that like Prince of Persia has and a bunch of these action games have, which is you have this giant array of ways that you can kill people. Like there's 10 options in which you can kill people. The next guys you go into there, only 9 of them work. The next chunk of guys you run into, only 8 of them work.
Really?
The next chunk you go into, only 7 of them work. And they just keep taking things away from you to make them harder. So, like, in Prince of Persia, literally, like, you have these things where you could flip over them and stab them in the back, and, like, that would kill them instantly. And then the later ones, they would avoid it. Like, they would escape it every time. And then Uncharted, it's like, I just throw grenades back at them, or I do this, but now here's this guy with the shield, so now you can't do this one. Now here's the guy with this weapon, so you can't use this strategy that you've been using. And it's like, they're not progressing gameplay. They're just limiting gameplay. So.
That doesn't sound that great to me.
Yeah, anyways.
However, they also announced a sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's wild.
I couldn't believe it.
I know, right? Like, they normally don't do that.
They normally don't.
Yeah.
They, when they began showing the trailer, I assumed, like I thought everybody probably else did, that it was DLC. Because they have had DLC for that game.
Right,
so there was precedent for that. But no, they said it's a sequel, and it looks like it takes place in the same world. Like in the trailer, when you see the castle starting to rumble, it looks like the same world.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would imagine it's going to be the same world, because one of the other things that I think is kind of, happening to video games too is because it's so expensive to make video games these days, you have to milk it.
Yeah.
So you have to reuse the assets and try to get some more money out of it, because you spend so much time making these things, and if you don't make the DLC, it's like you're wasting all these assets that you created.
But I think you're right. But in addition, I would actually be very happy if it was the same world. Because I really liked that world, and the exploration side of it I came to really love.
Right.
So if they make changes to it in some way, like what if Thousand Needles gets filled up with water this time?
Right, yeah.
The reference that you surely understand. Or like what if there's all sorts of caves under the ground that you can explain.
The question is, why does Breath of the Wild 2 need a better story? Like, there's no point.
Does it need a better story? I'm not.
When I played Breath of the Wild 1, I had a great, wonderful time.
The story was great.
And even as minor as the story.
You had to seek it out.
Right.
But it was
and that's
really
the thing. And there wasn't a ton of it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like this bloated kind of like epic story. It was literally, go kill Ganon. Okay. And then you just ran around, and then you figured out everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm down for that again. I'm definitely down for that.
I don't need that, but that's the thing is, the Breath of the Wild story is nothing to write home about, but that's fine, because I don't give a crap. You know what I mean?
Liked it. I thought it was good.
I don't need the story to be something to write home about in Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild was literally about climbing and exploring.
Yes, it was an exploring.
That was the point of the game,
so
right?
I'm cool with more of that. And like I said, if that means that now some things are changed, now there's caves to explore because there's huge mountains.
Right.
Just put all sorts of caves under the mountains, right? You can definitely do that. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited for that idea.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't like Uncharted 2 story, because everyone kept saying it was this great story. It's really not a great story. It's just a great story because it's a video game, and you don't expect it to have a great story.
I see.
You know what I mean? So everyone's like, look at this great story. But really, if it was a Hollywood movie, everybody would be like, this is just schlock. This is like such a standard story that like it's obvious. Here's girl with an attitude. Here's evil bad guy who traitors you. Here's weird friend guy who is a traitor, not a traitor. Is he a traitor? What is going on? And here's snarky hero guy. And if this was a Hollywood movie, everybody would look at it and be like, what is this B-rated, like B-quality kind of thing? But because it's a video game, everybody's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So, I don't know. That's just the way it is, right? So
I never played it.
Yeah.
You never played Majora's Mask?
I played Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Dude, Majora's Mask is freaking amazing.
Somebody in the chat said that you didn't know.
No. Majora's Mask is amazing.
So this doesn't look like it's a Majora's Mask situation, which was the same graphics as Ocarina, but it's a different world. This looks like it's the same world.
Yeah.
Look, Majora's is great.
Majora's is actually one of my top favorite Zelda games.
It's definitely my top two. It's between that and Ocarina for me, but I think it's Majora's.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's E3.
I'm an old man about games, dude.
I know.
I'm such an old man about games.
Personally, I think it's very funny and very interesting to watch as I've gotten older, because I feel the same in some respects.
Yeah.
That my attitudes have changed about what I like and what I dislike, and it's definitely the same trend as like I know my dad went through.
Right.
I mean, what's
cool
to experience,
though, like, because I have a friend who just hates everything about video games now.
Okay.
And it's really tough to watch because there's just nothing he enjoys anymore because he just hates the concept of DLC. You know, like he just hates everything that video games represent now, you know. So like Mario Kart, there was DLC and he hated the DLC in Mario Kart. I was like, when you bought the game, it had everything on there that every Mario Kart game has. This is extra content.
Yeah.
This is more stuff.
Yeah.
And it deserves to be bought, right? And he's like, yeah, but I don't want to buy it, and I hate the fact that the character select screen has like locked out characters and stuff. Like it's like rubbing it in my face and da-da-da. Like I'm not like that. Like I still like video games. I just think people don't know how to make games anymore. I just feel like people are forgetting what video games are supposed to be. Video games have been chasing Hollywood for so long now, and it's like, why? Why are we chasing Hollywood? We should be chasing video games.
What I like is that there's lots of different kinds of games. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I think that we have that. So you have those games that you're talking about.
Right.
Halo looks like it maybe is one. I don't know. But then you also have games that are just video games, or you have games where the story is something that you find, like Breath of the Wild. I think personally, I'm very happy with the state of video games today. So.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's like I was talking about on Twitter the other day with Star Wars, where when I was really young, I thought that Return of the Jedi was bad. And was great.
Oh, yeah.
Was great.
Okay.
And then when I was like a teenager and in my 20s, I was like, that's for babies. That sucks. And now that I'm 35, I'm like, that's so cool.
Okay.
I've come back, and I feel like it's the same way with video games. Like for a while, I was just like, I only want to play a video game if it's competitive, and I'm just going to play fighting games and real-time strategy, and I don't want whatever. Everything else is for babies. But now, I still like that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll like play whatever game. That's cool. I feel much more open to that. Also, I really like The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I know. I was discussing with some other people, and they were like, we're not being friends with David anymore.
I really liked it.
I mean, the funny thing is, like I said, me and my brother have agreed on almost everything our entire lives. Our taste in movies, our taste in games. Like, we both dislike the same Disney movies or whatever like that. The Last Jedi has almost ripped our family apart.
Wow.
Because my brother loves that movie, and I hate that movie so much. And it's funny to me, though, because it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. To me, the damage has been done, because when I watched the Avengers Endgame and the Star Wars trailer came on, I had a full theater, and there was like 2 people who were like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. I just feel like the damage has been done already. Solo bombed because I think people have lost faith in the Star Wars
I watched it.
Now.
I wouldn't tell you that I thought it was great.
No, it wasn't great, but I mean, I liked it better than The Last Jedi. But that's another story.
Liked it. I just didn't think it was like a great movie.
Man.
Well, we are going to stop talking about regular Tuesday show stuff in 40 minutes. So,
oh, okay.
Quit with E3. Because again, at 7 o'clock, we're going to be showing Sam's show.
Yeah. Apparently, Sam show with no volume.
That
well,
actually seems like it's going to be happening. So,
okay.
But we'll talk about that when it comes to it. So let's not take a break and just get to other stuff.
Yeah, no problem. Taipei!
The Taipei Major 2019. It was a big tournament. In fact, it was, some might say, a premier tournament. Oh, thanks for the sub.
Paratestes. He says, there's no break, so I'm going to have to do it now.
Nice work, then.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is a big premiere for the CPT. It's a big Street Fighter V event. There was also KOF and Caliber and so forth. Fujimura won it.
Yeah.
Fudo got second place again.
Fujimura won because there was no American players there.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Yeah, Fudo second place again.
Bonchan got third.
Mm-hmm.
Tokido got fourth. It was really good to watch.
Yeah. And shout outs to Bonchan getting up there with Sagat. So,
yeah. Also, shout outs to Gamerby for getting fifth place because, of course, this is the tournament that he began running as the Taiwan Major. Now it's the Taipei Major, as you pointed out.
Yeah, Oil King said he wanted to change the name to... It's kind of like the UFGT to Combo Breaker kind of thing. Yes, I'm taking it over, but I want to... Yours is yours. So
very cool.
So.
And now the Gamerby wasn't running the tournament, which meant that he couldn't enter. He can enter. And he did, and he got fifth.
Yeah,
so that's
on
awesome.
winner side. I mean, he did the ignominious 0-2 in top 8, but he still made it there on winner side, so very impressive.
That's cool. Yo-Yo Tai also fifth. Sien and Machibo got seventh. Machibo's been getting top 8.
He's ridiculous.
He's
one of the best right now.
He's
clearly one of the best. So
Evo champion Problem X went there. He got 13th. It's just such a stacked event. Yeah. But I think he's the only major person who went there from outside of East Asia. Problem X.
Oh, no, some people are saying Cool Kid was there.
Oh, Cool Kid did go. That's true. I just was trying to look for him. I didn't see him in the lineup here.
No, I guess he didn't do so well.
I don't think he did.
Ugh, okay.
Oh, Guilty got 33rd, although she's living in Japan now.
Yeah.
Cool Kid's 49th.
Okay.
So.
There you go.
Not exactly what he wanted. But the point is, very, very stacked event. Dang, Trashbox and Nemo got 49th also. Sako got 49th also.
Gamerby says he can't play a character without an uppercut. Basically, he says he has to play a character with an uppercut because he just likes anti-airing people with uppercuts.
Fair enough.
So he can't. Because someone in the chat says he feels like Gamerby should play G, but it's not going to fit with him. So yeah.
Dreamhack Dallas, we went.
Yes, that was a cool event as well.
It was good. Dreamhack's a little funky.
I just mean the Street Fighter event was really cool.
Yeah. The fighting game tournaments were good. They were pretty well attended. This was a ranking event on the CPT. It was. They also had MK11.
Yeah, the funniest thing is that Punk lost to Hot Dog on winner's side.
Yeah.
And we talked to Punk.
So before top 8, right?
Yeah,
that was to make top 8, Hot Dog beat Punk.
Right.
And Punk had to then qualify on losers.
Yeah. And then he made it all the way through.
And then on Sunday he won. Yeah.
All the way through, fought Hot Dog in the end and beat him 2 sets very quickly.
Yeah.
And we asked him what changed, and he was like, I really didn't care. But then Hot Dog beat me, and I guess he bragged about it on Twitter, and then he was like, no, that's it. So
yeah, he specifically said, I didn't feel like I cared about it yesterday. Like, it was whatever, I don't care that much. And then because Hot Dog was like, and by the way, Hot Dog wasn't being a dick about it.
Yeah, he was just happy about it. Yeah. Absolutely. I'd be happy about it.
For sure.
Yeah, I know.
For sure.
If I hit Punk, I'd be so happy.
Oh my God. He didn't get a perfect on me?
Yeah, I know. I would brag about hitting Punk in the tournament.
But then, Punk, what he told us was he was like, yeah, then I tried to beat him. So. and when many people say that, I would be like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking when he was playing Hot Dog the previous day, he's making more mistakes than usual. And it wasn't even a lot. It was not all of his crouching medium kicks were confirmed. It was
he missed one.
Yeah, it was seriously just a couple things.
Dude.
Yeah, but I remember
he wasn't playing like himself at all.
That's totally seriously true.
Right?
So when he said that, I was like, well, okay, that actually, I buy
it. And then we got the most split greatest compliment and kind of downer comment from El Chicote and Just a Kid.
Yeah.
Who they were like, so we were shaking their hands afterwards at the end of it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice. They're like, you know what? We love you guys. We grew up watching you.
Thank you. Very nice of you to say that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, I always compare it to that one comment from American Idol when Jennifer Lopez was the judge and the kid walks in there and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Jennifer Lopez, my parents love you," and she was like, "Oh." Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for Just a Kid, it wasn't even like when I was a kid 8 years ago. I remember that it was he was like, "Yeah, I remember all the way back to you guys were doing a Capcom Cup tournament, and it was like back in 2014." Wow, forever ago.
I mean, he's
18.
He was 13 years old then. Yeah,
he was actually a kid.
Yeah, he was 13 years old then. So they literally grew up watching us, and it's terrifying, dude.
He's 18. So when we started, which was 9 years ago.
Yeah, he was 9.
He was actually 9 years
old.
old.
9 years old. So if he's been
therefore a baby in diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
someone told me, they were like, "James, you're not actually that much older than us." I'm like, dude, when you're older than Sonic Fox and Punk combined, you just feel old.
We're definitely doubling up some players' ages now.
Yeah, dude, it's man.
Anyway, Punk's the best. MK11 was won by another baby, Deoxys.
Yeah.
Who graduated high school last year. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated high school. Just graduated high school last weekend. Congratulations. Deoxys won it. Scar got second place. Scar, who's ancient. Wow. I think he's either 29 or 30.
Yeah. Sako is not older than me. Sako is
definitely
not. Oh, Sako is not older than I am.
I understand the intention there.
Yeah,
to make you think that you're not actually so old. There's still somebody older than you.
Yeah.
But what if Sako's like 4 years younger than you?
Yeah, he is. He's like 4 years younger.
I don't think that's 2, maybe.
I don't think he's in his 40s yet.
He's 40.
I thought he was like 39 or 40 or something like
40
that.
now.
Oh, okay.
40 or 41, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, some people are saying he's just 39.
Oh, I thought he was 40. Okay,
yeah,
maybe it actually is 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean,
anyway,
good job beating Scar.
Yeah.
Dude. And I also got to commentate Mortal Kombat there, which I felt like was really cool.
It went well.
And I thought it went really well, and I've just been playing a ton of Mortal Kombat, so I just played a bunch of Katana yesterday. I forgot to write out my Katana report. After I finish, I always write out my report of what I felt about all the characters. I forgot to do that, so I'll do that. I'll do that at some point. I'm older than GamerB, dude. I'm older than GamerB.
Isn't Rip like 36? Wow, that sounds ancient.
I mean, the only people who are older than me
But I turn 36 next month.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay, I thought you were younger than that. Okay. You've got that
Thanks.
youthful look. You've got that youthful
nice
look.
Of you.
So there you go.
All right.
But like Tom Cannon, Tony Cannon are older than I am.
Right.
Jason Cole older than I am. There's a couple of people who are, in that area, who are older than I am. But like Watson and Choi are the same age that I am. We're all the same age. In fact, I might even be 1 year older, like half a year older than Watson or Choi or something like that. So there you go. Vi is like 3 or 4 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
He just turned 40.
Yeah, he did.
He just turned 40, so he's 3 years younger than I am. Yeah, so. I can complain about how old I am all I want, but it is very true. I'm fortunate that I have the Asian don't raisin gene, right? So, I mean...
I don't know, man. I know some Asian guys who don't look good.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Some guys who I went to college with.
Oh, yeah.
And they kept partying.
Okay, well, see, that's the thing. Maybe that's why I'm youthful, because I don't drink. I've never done anything like that. Yeah. So, 43. I'm 43 right now, so I'll be turning to 44 soon. So I'm an old man.
I mean, at this point, this is actually a conversation my dad had with me.
Because I said that to somebody at the tournament at Dreamhack Dallas. I was like, I'm 43, and someone thought I was joking. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad and I had a conversation.
I thought you said 43, but
Yeah, and he was like, David, pretty soon you're going to be 40. And pretty soon you're going to be 50. And I was like, wow, because I'm now at the stage of my life where I was just thinking about this the other day. I see some friends once a year, and I feel like that's pretty frequently. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Once a year.
It's true.
And I feel like, just the other day we hung out 12 months ago.
Yeah, it's the way it works. Dude,
Man.
I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but you see Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet? Like that, the fact that they addressed that in the theme of the movie was shocking to me.
It's a good movie.
It was really amazing to me.
Agree.
So,
yeah, that's how it goes. Gentle Snow. It's cool though. I'm glad to be part of the process, the aging process. Better than the alternative.
Better outlook on it than I do.
Yeah. Smash and Splash happened. This is actually kind of cool because Wizrobe had like the best day.
Yeah, that's right.
And he got top 8 in Ultimate.
I'm turning on the air conditioner. I'm like roasting over here.
Okay, I feel fine, but alright.
Go for it.
He got 7th place in Ultimate. MK Leo won it. He got 1st place in Melee with Captain Falcon. And apparently it's the first time that somebody's won a major where like the gods are there with Captain Falcon since 2005.
And not only that, but what I thought one of the coolest stats was that 2 of the people who placed top 8 or top 16, I think it was, in that tournament also placed top 16 in this tournament too. So that's crazy that these guys have been playing for so long. But yeah,
pretty cool.
Seriously, shout outs to Wizrobe for taking it, dude, with Captain Falcon. And it's great too because everyone thought Melee was kind of reaching this stagnation point where it's like the same guys are winning. Obviously, it's just Fox and then Hungry Box, right? You know, but then now all of a sudden, you know, you have a Captain Falcon winning a major, and I think that's super awesome for the Melee community.
It's really fun to watch. I like that game a lot. And then
no game needs to die, Lord Audi. There you go.
Then at the more recent event, the Goat Kid and the Mango, that was won by S2J with Captain Falcon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, this didn't have some players at it because it was a qualifier for the Smash Summit, which is this coming weekend.
Yeah.
So some of those folks weren't there. But still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sorry about the buzz now. I just turned on the air conditioner because I am super warm right now and I am roasting up right here. So, okay.
All right. That's all I got for major results. A bunch of other stuff happened, online tournaments and so forth, but let's get that Sam show going.
Yeah, okay. So there's a little bit of MK11 news. Shang Tsung was announced, and then they announced a couple of other characters to go with them.
They announced Nightwolf, Sindel, and Spawn.
He's going to be so popular, dude.
Spawn's going to be the new Scorpion.
I really, really, really hope he comes out and is not overpowered like all the other guest characters.
It has been a frequent problem. It has.
Mm-hmm. Because I wonder if NRS even has a side thing like we got to make the guest characters powerful because
thing too. But then I mean, Jason when he came out was not that good,
right?
And then in the Injustice 2 DLC, they weren't that great. Like some of them were good. Like Hellboy was good, but like the others were. Enchantress was like not that great. Mm-hmm. Some of the turtles were not that great.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I think that's probably not a big problem anymore.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, those are the characters that are coming out. I'm really stoked for Sindel because she's such a unique character. She's like
I haven't seen anything of her yet.
No,
so.
they haven't shown anything.
Okay.
And maybe she'll play differently, but in MK9 she was like a zoner. She was like an airborne zoner.
That's right, she flew, right?
Yeah, think of like Akuma ST Fireballs.
Yeah.
But obviously not that wow. So I'm interested to see her back. Nightwolf I thought was a big bum in previous games.
Yeah,
like,
but
I don't care about him.
I have a good faith that I have faith that they could do good design for him this time and try to do something interesting with him. So
I agree with that.
And try to make him less racist and stuff. So
Yeah, we'll see. No, I'm sure that they'll do a good job on.
Because I mean, even in KI, Chief Thunder was like not as bad as he
much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, much better.
So,
So yeah, I'm excited for those characters. I think that they're going to all play differently and uniquely, which is what I want
the hope.
primarily,
that's the hope.
right?
Yeah.
So they showed off Shang Tsung also. He uses Rain, Reptile, Ermac, Smoke as moves.
Mm-hmm. Scorpion.
Special moves.
Like that.
That's
in the super. In the super, he uses Scorpion.
They use Scorpion in the super?
Yeah, because he pushes them away, and then he goes, "Get over here!" and pulls them back.
Okay.
Yeah, in the fatal blow.
I don't remember. But
because it's funny because he froze him, and then he punched him, and as soon as he punched him, I was like, he's gonna chain him back as Scorpion, and he did. And I was like,
nice work.
I knew it.
They had him on the combat cast. It seemed to me in the trailer like he wasn't going to be a zoner. Like that wasn't the style anymore. But in fact, when they showed him off, he is a zoner, and he has a variation that seems like MK9, where he has the up skulls, and he's like a dedicated zoner kind of character.
Now, can you play him as old and young?
So they showed off 3. They showed off young dude, old man, and movie.
Oh, and then you can just
straight up movie skin.
Carry
movie skin with the black jacket.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome.
Super cool. Now, which one of those variations will be tournament standard? I don't know. But
you
should be able to.
But those probably aren't going to be variations, right? Those are going to be skins.
Well, the gameplay that's associated with them. But the skins will probably be available.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about all that. I would have played him at this E3 show that apparently is happening this weekend in Los Angeles, but as we mentioned earlier, I did not get tickets. I haven't read Unruly giving him a report or seen his stream. Thanks,
cool.
Justin. I'll definitely check that out. Appreciate that. Look, the game doesn't have that many zoners.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
It has Cetrion, Scarlet, Jade maybe. Jade, some matchups is zoner.
Yeah.
But
even Scarlet, like when we were watching at Dreamhack Dallas, he was more of a mid-screens.
It's just very matchup dependent. Mm-hmm. Like I've been playing Baraka versus Scorpion, and that is definitely a hard zoning matchup.
For who?
Baraka. Well, she zones him out.
Oh! You said Scorpion? You meant Scarlet?
Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
You said Scorpion. Okay.
Yeah, Scarlet zones him out. So, anyway, I'm happy to have another zoner, but it didn't seem like that was all he could do. His other variation seemed like it was less zoning intensive. So there seems like there's a lot of stuff going on there. I'm excited for it. Hopes to hear more about how he plays. And then, as we were mentioning, rumors about Doom Guy coming out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then
we'll see.
There was rumors about Terminator because at the end of the trailer it was GGG. But apparently some people were saying Ash Williams, and then Bruce Campbell tweeted about it, and everyone was like, whoa. But then you said Bruce Campbell confirmed that he is not in it.
That's what he said.
That's too bad. Because I had already joked that I felt like he would have been a good Johnny Cage voice.
Whoa,
so.
the rare double cat.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if this has ever happened on stream before.
This is like double rainbow, right?
Wow.
You know? Double cat. Oh, he's like, wow. I can't allow this to happen.
Sustain it. No, the eclipse could only last for so long.
Exactly.
Wow. Oh, man.
Now we went
both
to zero
on.
cats.
Zero cats. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it for
Zero
MK
cuts.
News. Some other news. Fighting X
Well,
Slayer has
also just another thing too. I did play the story mode as I mentioned,
Yeah.
and they did some really neat things in there. Like, I guess I can't talk about it without spoiling it, huh? Unless it's kind of too late at this point in time.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that they brought it back.
Spoilers.
I like the fact that they brought it back
Spoilers.
to Liu Kang and Raiden. I do wish there was more old young Johnny interaction. There definitely wasn't enough of it. My favorite part though was the very beginning, because like it was like, dun, 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 welcome General Soldier Cassie, but you know the tradition here, right? And then they had like to fight each other, and then you had to use Cassie against Sonya.
Yeah.
And then like she hit me with a fatal blow and shot me through the stomach.
Sure did.
And then I shot her. No, she shot me in the kneecap. I shot her through the stomach.
Okay.
And I won that whole fight by down 2 crushing blow her with her jaw. Boom, boom, gets up. She's like, good job. You did well. And then, they go into the fight and she like loses this battle. And I was just thinking to myself, man, if I didn't just like shoot her in the stomach and break her jaw, maybe she would have fought a little better.
Maybe.
In this fight.
It's all your fault.
I don't know. It was just...
The way that I beat her was by timeout, and she did get up through the rubble
when
I played.
Wait, what?
Because it was timeout, so I didn't beat her up.
Oh, okay.
So when it came to her getting trapped by the rubble. Did you play the game?
I did play the game, but she didn't get out of the rubble.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Oh, okay.
All right, buddy. All right.
I'm sorry. Anyways, Ronda Rousey was pretty awful.
Oh, jeez.
She was pretty awful. But yeah, I just like the fact that they actually turned all the previous Mortal Kombat games into like alternate timelines, like like Matrix. It's just neat how they kind of did that. But then they erased everything, so like everything is gone now, and so like they can do whatever they want or something. So it's very interesting. So, anyways, okay.
Yeah, her voice is really bad. And unfortunately, she's the only character who has a voice line on the character select screen.
Is she? Oh, dang, okay.
Because they wanted... That was a selling point.
Yeah, they needed
Ronda
to
Rousey.
make her money worth it, basically. Yeah, and they definitely got what they could out of her.
Not
from
great.
That.
Stand down. That's how she says it.
Stand down.
No, it's not. That's too much emotion.
Really?
Honestly.
Oh, okay.
Stand down. That's it. I just did it.
Oh, that's funny.
Bummer. Yeah. Fighting X Slayer has a new character, Area.
Oh, Aria's coming in, huh? No,
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yep, she is.
Okay.
Stand down.
And then anything else? Anything else happening?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Ari is the one that's on rollerblades, right?
She has rollerblades.
She has like
and
the
missiles.
pigtails and the glasses and everything like that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
Boy, she has the slowest, annoying sonic boom. Look at this thing.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, yeah, that's her rocket arm.
Right,
yeah. But it also goes up, it comes down, it does all sorts of cool things like that, so.
So there's that going on. Then in community news, Evo entrance rankings.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
Yeah. But
guess what is number one overall?
well, there was a more detailed update. Didn't he send out? Didn't he have one that actually had some numbers on it? Go check his account. Check his tweets.
Okay.
I could have swore he had one that had like more information on there. Maybe not. Am I mistaken with that, people, or did he have one out there? Could have swore he had one more. I guess not, huh? Huh, okay.
He did?
Yeah, that's right. He did have a tweet where he was saying like one broke 2K or something like that, and two of them are over 1K and stuff like.
Okay.
Yeah. I could have swore he had something like that with more numbers-oriented stuff. Are you looking tweets and replies now?
Aha! Reg update. 1 game into 2K. 4 games into 1K. Other games rapidly growing.
There you go.
And the rankings.
Which kind of give away what... Yeah. So the 2K game is obviously Ultimate.
Obviously Ultimate. The only question is, will it beat Street Fighter V's all-time record of 5,000 whatever?
Yeah, it's not going to.
Second place is Street Fighter V.
Surprise! I mean, it's got its way back up because it was like under Tekken for a while, right? So.
Third, Tekken.
Okay.
That's the top.
Yeah. And fourth is Mortal
Kombat.
And so it's made its way all the way up now. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And
I think that's not a big surprise because the game came out, and by the way, it's very good, so people are like trying it out. But it can't get higher than that because it doesn't have a big enough international audience.
That's true.
It has a big international audience in Europe, in South America. Asia doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's an impediment.
Right after MK is Sam Show. So Sam Show was just right there, right under MK. So it could get to 1,000 potentially.
It could get to 1,000, yeah. Then Under Night in Birth is 6th place. Dragon Ball FighterZ is 7th place. 8th place is Soul Calibur 6, and 9th place is Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Yeah.
It's been a tough run for Marvel the last few years. So.
Yeah. I mean, look, 7th and 9th, right? The supposed Marvel replacement games are not doing well, so... Yeah.
Say 7th was a Marvel replacement?
All the Marvel players went to it, and
not
then
all of them,
some of them left it.
Yeah,
but,
they sure... Anyway, try not to do that.
Who I was about to say something and I completely forgot. Yeah. Some people are saying that they think that Mortal Kombat should get the Sunday slot. Do you think so? Because the thing is, the first game in the morning is always going to get the least amount of viewers,
sure.
Right? So I feel like if MK closes out Saturday, it'll have more viewers.
No.
Than the Sunday morning game.
I would definitely bet against that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was there, the Under Night final was like roaring, like the audience
in person.
there. Yeah, in person was amazing.
Stream will definitely be smaller.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be cool if not, but I guess we'll see. No, look, by way of sort of traditional FGC, yeah, of course it should be there, of course. But I understand why it's not, and it's that it's too violent.
Yeah.
This is my speculation, but I feel like that's a pretty good bet that it's because it's too violent.
Right.
Otherwise, you could bet it would be top 4.
Right.
Because
the hardest thing about it right now is MK. This is the biggest problem with MK, right? It was on its own Beyond the Summit stream.
Yeah.
The E-League is not being broadcast on TV. So it's just like it's a game that's weirdly shooting itself in the foot.
It's doing great stream numbers. It's consistently one of the best for fighting games.
Exactly, but you just can't do you have to have so many like ratings things. Like if you're a channel that's trying to promote games without worrying about the age warnings and stuff like that, you can't do it for MK. So.
You can't. Yeah, it's just they just made it too gross, and unfortunately they made it in such a way that you can't have the blood options off.
Right.
You can't turn crushing blows off. They're just too big of a feature.
Fatal blows.
You can't turn fatal blows off. They're too big of a feature.
Unless the fatal blows just like hit him with the sword, and then they just fall over and lose all the health at once or something.
That would be great anyway. I'd love to just fast forward at this point.
The problem is then you don't have the mini game and the positioning then too.
That's true.
The positioning, because they do the same thing that Street Fighter does, that when you hit someone with the super, they replace you on the stages so you can do running and stuff like that. So after the super's over, you're always in a completely new place.
Yep. But that's my thought, is that it's just too gross to have on the main stage, where, because I mean they want more people to come to that. I get it. It's supposed to be more, approachable.
Just picturing
I
now,
understand.
Scorpion activating fatal blow, chopping you, boom, screen goes black, camera change, Scorpion. That
would be so
cool.
Go
back to fighting.
That would be awesome, actually. That would be awesome.
You just lose all the health there. Or you stab him, and then all of a sudden both characters turn, and arrows go up the screen. You play DDR to do the damage reduction stuff, and then they're like dancing, and then then the guy just falls over, and then it keeps going.
That would be awesome.
That'd be funny.
It's not in the cards. So, of course, I want it to be on Sunday, but I understand why it's not.
Yeah. Anyways, okay.
All right. Other community news. Did you hear about how Chris Bond's photo got used in that React video?
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
So his photo that he took of Snake Eyes at Texas Showdown was used in a video that was about Snake Eyes, and it was a funny idea. It was Snake Eyes plays against people who don't know that it's Snake Eyes. Basically, they think it's some scrub, and see how they react when they find out it's Snake Eyes.
Okay.
I didn't watch it because by the time I heard about it, it had been taken down.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't seen it, but I think that's whatever. It's an idea that will get views for sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, you gotta start crediting people.
But the credit is definitely a problem. Legally speaking, a problem. And that's... apparently, these people have done that before. That's the intel.
Okay.
So it's not like they are some accidental actors here.
Dude, it's the worst. As
I've often said, make sure never to pirate and always give proper attribution to everybody.
I know. That's the message that I always get from you.
Correct.
Clearly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Give everybody their due legally.
Oh yeah, DOA. They announced that they had some new characters in DOA. Did you have that?
Oh no, I totally forgot.
Yeah, so they're adding Mai and adding Kula Diamond to it.
From KOF?
Yeah. Well, Mai was in the last one.
Mai was in the last one?
She was in DOA 5. Yeah,
wow.
Same with Akira, Jackie, and Pai.
That I knew about.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, they're adding Kula in there as well.
Wow.
And it's actually really kind of cool. Like when I was looking at the way Kula was playing it, she actually looked very faithful to the original one.
Okay.
And even like, you know how they have that close-up thing where they punch him in the face and stuff like that with the one super move that they have? Mai's is where she just does the rolling thing in the elbow, so instead it's the elbow to the face and stuff like that. The Hisatsu Shinobi Bachi.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to do the cool thing. I'm sorry if it just happens. But I mean, it looked like it was more Tekken-like, in which they were trying to do more of keeping them faithful to their characters and stuff like that. So I don't know. They looked really neat in there, and it's free.
Awesome.
It's a free-to-play game, so you can definitely try it out. I really feel like I should try it out, but I just haven't had a chance.
Cool, man. Somehow I missed that. My bad.
Yeah, but that's there. Oh, it was Sarah, not Jackie. Okay, so of course that makes sense. Put the girl in there instead. So
Sarah, Akira,
Bryant
and
Pai. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Well, UIU announced today that they're picking up both Rewind and Deoxys, 2 Mortal Kombat players.
So is that the first time they've gotten the UIU?
18-year-old. Yes.
Is that UIU's first MK
I believe
signings?
it is.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both kids. They're both very good players, huge upsides. Yeah, they're great guys. I mean, both of them.
Hey, look, Mortal Kombat, I feel like, is kind of the hot place to go right now, because the best thing about it is, one of the best things about Mortal Kombat that it's going to have going for that is that Sonic Fox is there. right? He brings a lot of attention to the fighting game community. Not only that, but the other best thing about the MK community is that the NRS community is just like, it's just so legit now. Like, the players are clearly super good.
For sure.
Like, back in MK9, you're not going to get the situation where Justin Flo, Markman, and Joe, L.I. Joe, are going to take 1 through 4 of the National Mortal Kombat tournament anymore. Nope. That's just not going to happen.
No.
Like,
it was 8 years ago.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it has to do with guys like Sonic Fox. They just come in there and they beat everybody up and forces everybody else to get stronger. And so, you know, I'm really excited, and I feel like this is kind of where you want to go to. The only problem is just it's Mortal Kombat and the violence. It's the only concern.
You're kind of limiting what you can show it on, but you know, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Very cool. Congrats to them. Also, very happy to hear that Nakio went under surgery and that it appears to have gone well.
That's right. I loved his tweet.
Last week.
The tweet from the bed, and just as I lived, bitch, you know.
That was very funny, yeah.
Shout outs to Nakio. And shout outs to everybody who did the day stream of raising funds for him.
The snack bomb.
Yeah,
apparently that was the idea of the Panda Global guys.
Oh, nice.
So they put it together, and they raised over $13,000.
That's awesome, dude,
Super
because,
cool.
you know, our country can't provide the health care that it needs to, right?
They cannot. So either you are bankrupt forever or maybe your friends chip in. In kind of like a coming together social way, a socialized way of making it work together. But anyway, the government can't do that. So. just privately.
Jesus.
Amortizing the costs somehow.
Dude, you don't understand. Like, I'm so frustrated. Like, healthcare is like one of the... Every time I talk about it, I just get raging angry. And you know what the worst part about it is? Not to be morbid or anything like this, I don't have health insurance right now, right? Just because when I signed up for it, I paid for it because I go see the chiropractor a lot, right? And then the same program that I'm in is like, we're no longer covering chiropractors. And I was like, that was the main reason why I had it, so I canceled it, so I had to go find something else. And I've just been lazy to go find something else. The morbid part about it is, because I'm old and because I'm single and no one's relying on me, at this point in time, I almost just rather die. You know, like, if something happens, because I just, like, don't want to buy into the system anymore.
I hope you do, like, please do.
It's just like...
There are other people who care about you.
Like, seriously, it's a terrible way to think about it, but it's just like it's such a, they make you gamble on your life, right? They're forcing you, and it's such a scam. And at this point in time, it's just like, if I go, like, nobody's relying on me except for cats, right?
Cats,
so it's like,
everybody wants you.
There's other commentators, dude. They'll be fine, dude.
No,
so it's just like, you know, that's just a thing. It's a terrible feeling.
You're not replaceable, to be clear.
It's a terrible feeling to have, you know, as a person, because it's just like,
well, you're not replaceable.
Okay, fine.
You're not.
But still, like, honestly, like, the healthcare drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I just...
Well, I'm with you there.
Like, I almost just don't want to, like... I feel like I'm being blackmailed into something. Because I am. Everybody who has to buy health insurance is being blackmailed into it.
I mean, you know, that's... You know, whether insurance is there or through the government, you'd have to pay for it in some way, whether it's taxes or just your own money. But taxes would be cheaper for you as an individual as long as taxes are done well. Which is probably how we would want it.
California has state options, but it's just like, God, you got to spend so much money on it and everything like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I just recently read that states who used the ECA to expand their coverage in states, that people in those states have significantly less heart rate and heart failure, and heart death has been much less. Like statistically has been less.
Because people go to the hospital when they have good coverage and check on themselves. Right, exactly.
Yeah, it actually has made a difference in whether people live or die.
Yeah, it's... I mean, in the states where they actually like have free contraception and all that stuff like that, all the abortion rates are down, and the amount of teen pregnancy is lower too. Imagine, you know, God, dude, seriously. Every time I think about the healthcare, I just get so angry about it, because it's just like, it's such a joke what's happening. I mean, seriously, some people are like, James, just move to Canada. That's one of the main reasons I almost convinced my parents to move to Canada. because of this whole entire thing, you know, because I was just like, maybe I'll just go to Canada just so, because
I mean, we had a buddy who has a kid who is living in Canada, and they're planning to raise the kid in Canada, and that's the right call.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I know.
America.
That's the whole reason. That's the main number reason.
USA, I love my country, but you know, we have a lot of problems.
Toronto is beautiful, dude. Like everyone,
Toronto,
everyone
Vancouver,
like every time
cities.
I run to like Jackie, she was like, James, move to Toronto. You know you want to, and I'm like, I kind of do.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. So,
man.
all right. Anyway, I'm very happy that Nakia lived. That's all I got.
Yeah.
We actually made it through all the things. Now I did pare it down substantially, but we made it through.
Yeah. Okay. I also did play a bunch of Katana yesterday. Forgot to put out all my tweets about it, so I'll see if I can do that after this. So,
But what we're gonna do shortly, I guess we'll take a break and then do it. But just to explain, we're going to have 2 hours of Samurai Showdown footage, and we'll just kind of talk over it. Now, unfortunately, the audio looks like it's not going to be there.
Oh, it says remaining 4 hours and 18 minutes.
Okay, well,
okay,
that didn't work out, unfortunately. Yeah, you might as well stop it.
Yeah, so...
so the audio is not there. Now, we're going to be talking over it anyway, so I guess that's probably not that big of a deal. However, we're uploading it to YouTube, and there will be the full audio there. So,
well, but then we're not going to have to talk over it.
We already have it. I mean, I already have the full audio thing.
So what are you going to do? You're going to take this episode, rip the audio from this, and paste it on top of the other one?
That actually is genius. Let's just mute the game.
Just mute the game?
Mute because you can't hear it anyway. Literally, it's not literally muted, but it's so low that it might as well be. So yeah, let's do that, and then I'll rip the audio. That's actually a great idea.
But okay, so I was planning to stream it like let me see here. I was planning to stream it like this with us in the screen. If we do that, then we're not going to be on the screen anymore. I can just do a full screen video
just do a full screen.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. No, the frame drops, guys. The frame drops was me attempting to render the video before, like while we were doing the show. I was literally rendering it with a louder volume, but it said 4 hours remaining, so we're not going to be able to do that. So I just stopped it. That killed the frame rate on the stream. So there you go.
But all right, so let's take a break, and when we come back, Samurai Showdown, we'll have all the characters and our thoughts. As well, keep in mind, I didn't know anything about Sam Show, and so the first at least 15 minutes is me like, what's this? And I do the same thing with Earthquake 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So, heads up.
Okay, be right back, guys. Be right back. Oops, that is not a photo by Tempest Rob. That's awesome. Okay. I just remember playing the first Banjo-Kazooie, and the way that game worked is when you died, it reset everything on the stage, right? And I'm a collector of everything in every video game. And on the last stage, the one with the giant tree where you have to go underwater to go into that one room or whatever like that, and I collected 98 out of 100 notes, and I could not find the last 2 notes, and then I eventually drowned because swimming in that game is really hard. Yeah. And I just turned it off, and I never turned it on again.
Really?
I was so mad after that happened, because I just didn't want to go collect all 98 notes again. So, oh, jeez.
Which level was that? Do you remember?
It was the last one. I had collected every note and every Jinjo on every stage except for that one.
The Four Seasons.
The one with the big giant tree. Yeah. And I went underwater, tried to swim out of the thing, and you know how he does that thing where he swims out of the water, but as soon as he touches a ledge, he dives back in instead of actually touching the ledge and stopping, and he doesn't gain his air back unless you're in the air for a little bit. So I was like, shit, get my air, cut out, and it dove me back in, and I drowned, and I was just I was so mad. I was like, I'm done. But I had beaten the game already, so I was just in collection mode and all that stuff like that. So.
Hey, let me go pee you before we.
Oh yeah, no problem. There we go. Did I just hear a cat meow?
Yeah, that was Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine. You think David is going to feed you, don't you? Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Oh, then I heard the other squeak. My Vice City story? Why you got to expose me like that, Investigation Cone? So I played Vice City. So I've never played a Grand Theft Auto because I'm just opposed to playing a Grand Theft Auto. My brain won't... Oh, shout outs to Zoidberg. Shared rewards to 10 others in chat. Wow, shout outs to you, Zoidberg. That's cool. Hollow Knight and Celeste. Okay, I'll check those out. Remind me, Boats and Joe, send me a DM or something like that. But I am very much opposed to the Grand Theft Auto games because the Grand Theft Auto games are about you breaking crimes and running over people and killing people and all that stuff like that. And that's just against like the way my brain works. So as a joke, I tried to play Vice City by trying to obey the law as much as possible. So while driving through the city, I tried to stay on the roads. I tried to obey the red lights and the green lights. And then, like, I went to the thing where these 3 chefs were trying to kill me, and instead of killing them, I drove away and I ran away instead of killing them and stuff like that. And, yeah, I didn't really enjoy that game. I've never been into Grand Theft Auto, so I've never played any of them for that reason. Because my morality won't let me play it. I mean, I'm one of those people that, like, I was playing Breath of the Wild, and one of my horses died. And I was so upset that I reloaded a load save to make sure my horse didn't die, to bring the horse back.
Did you not explore that game the whole way?
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, okay, I guess... No, I haven't finished the game at all. I'm not even close to that, so... You're going to tell me there's a way you can resurrect horses?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
There sure is.
You can resurrect horses? That's kind of crazy. You know what? I still haven't found the thing that lets me change my shrine detector to other thing detector.
What?
I still don't know where that is. I haven't gone back to the city where I think it's at, so I just haven't gone back. But that's just the thing is I haven't played it in like half a year or something like that. So yeah.
All right. Let's.
All right. Let's do this.
Come back in.